Entropy. Today has left me not excited about life anymore, not excited to make music with children anymore, not excited for Shake, Dance, and Roll, not excited for graduate school, not excited for psychological cognition or playtime, not excited to be a pediatric neurosurgeon, not excited to be a doctor, not excited to be a pediatric neurologist, not excited to do research for cancer, not excited to cure cancer, not excited for Blue Circle technology, not excited for engineering. And more aware and more full of attention not all problems can be solved. And the duality with how a person can tell another person they're going to kill them with a NASA hat on, and the engineer student applicant with the Blue Circle technology backpack and the Blue Lives Matter Black American flag on their backpack has to do with folks, gangsters, thugs, gosh darn freaking mean people who know how to blend in, who know how to wear clothing and colors and carry stuff like a flower arrangement with systems and processes better than not only medicine and school and the sanctity of making it to a classroom hypothetically. But to have the police on their side, to have the city supporting their needs and what they got to have so that they don't have these gang wars, they don't have these cartel violence blow-ups. To have the entire Seattle city ready to work for them, ready to make their nights flawless, ready to get those drugs clean enough where people aren't doing them on the street, where they're doing them in their homes or wherever they want them to do with their needle exchanges, with the audacity to wear a NASA hat, to follow someone across the street who just got off work with children and force them to go to danger and near fatal circumstances. And the worst part for me to have an application to go and be in space, to go to Mars and engineer geologically and not have to play experimental science on Earth with not only people around me, not only adults or older people, but children like Oliver and Nola on edge because it could erupt a mountain of volcanic ash and cause even more suffering. Unintended consequences. Disaster. Cooling the earth with mirrors, taking drones and spreading out materials and calming, collecting carbon into storage like the one over by Blue Sky Cleaners, as another example of not only confusion and misdirection because of what's happened today, now, but as a terrorist location for the same people who say they're gonna kill me, or a person who says, I'm gonna kill you. And there could be good people who save people like me from death, and there could be good people who save the world from terrorism. I hope and pray. But they could also decide to blow up one of those storage facilities, just like radioactive material and the security that's needed to keep those from bad people like that man on the bus who was saying, you know, you're dead next time I see you. Or the other man who said, you know, I'm from this place, that place, and where you from, you know? With his flowers in his bag and his yellow coat on video for y'all to see. When all I'm doing is video and getting disoriented. I got double vision, there's people coming, I'm just trying to find a safe place that doesn't smell like urine, and there's no needles, and there's no feces, and there's no poop, and there's no graffiti where I, you know, get more confused. Well, is this where they sell drugs? Do I need to go somewhere else so I don't get the drug addict and drug dealer in my small world? In a place where the rich people go to restaurants that have Korean names and bars with Irish and cultural and ethnic and distinctly easy to identify places and locations in that small part of the city, Queen Anne. There's tremendous discipline and tremendous and horrific amounts of preparation needed to do geological engineering, trying to start a business like Blue Circle Technology to do those kinds of work and to cure cancer. And to be absent-minded once in a while and not know, like, oh gosh, I screwed up. I should have wore dark colors, look like the color of night. I should have packed 30 knives, 40 cans of mace, had 911 on speed dial, told the mom, hey, can I hang out for a few more hours because this place has been like this before, where I catch the bus to go home. And felt so cold and chilled from the weather and the dampness. I'm unable to decide. More abuse, more suffering. And somehow have to find the inspiration and motivation to cure cancer. Nano technology to go into a body and just collection device, empty, reset. Maybe for cancers such as mine, where you can get stuff down there where you've got a recurring tumor that does not respond to chemotherapy. Maybe for a place like the liver where you can keep it healthy, or gosh darn, who knows? Anything is possible, it says on my wall. And the courage to not get negative after having someone in a NASA hat who's involved in gang activity, drugs. Because nobody else who works in technology and does stuff with NASA would ever say to anyone. Nobody from Amazon, nobody from Microsoft, nobody from Google, nobody from a tech company ever disrupts what I'm doing. They might wonder, like, why is he singing? It's freaking, like, gosh darn hot, or it's freezing cold, or it's nice just when it's quiet, you know? But have the etiquette to not start bullying and not start staring and not start telling them what they need to do differently. But every time a drug dealer, drug addict, thug, racist, African American or white or Hispanic or whatever are around, attention and awareness just go. Mexican, Spanish, Hispanic men in hats that say police with yellow coloring, camouflaged blankets strung all over like they're similar to who I studied in college, Che Guevara. Or maybe in the cartel, or who knows where. But I grew up in Arizona, and my Mexican buddies and friends, we didn't joke about police. La migra was not a joke you just made all the time. You could get someone, flustered, like throwing a, firecracker over by them, or, getting them drunk off like Everclear, they're like, you said this was like rum that was clear. And they're like, oh, that's crazy. Let's go get some food at the burrito shop. And you guys, slowly get sober and laugh, and, each person, goes safely home. But not up here in Seattle, Washington, because, they let anyone come here. They let people do whatever they want with drugs and gangs and thugs and brutality and violence, and say to a person like me, I'm making the mistake of saying a sound out loud or saying something I shouldn't be saying, like singing in the rain. Singing in the Pacific Northwest in the beauty of nature, where we are now, in this part of the world.